Lyroth, I guess, started paying attention to the conversation. He's like, damn, you've got a goofy voice. That's a goofy voice. And I'm like, that's not Goofy, that's Mickey, you fuck ass. I want to give a bit of context for those that haven't experienced Twitter, which, to be honest, if you haven't, you're probably living a better life than so many other people. And you don't even probably feel the need to flaunt it. You're just living it. You probably don't know all the shitty people out in the world. If you're not on Twitter, or even furry Twitter, you're living a good life. So, for those that haven't experienced it, there's this wonderful thing on Twitter called bot accounts. And they do things as a means of making money, whether it's a sex bot that replies to every single tweet you make, sending you to some porn website, or it's someone trying to sell you something. And that something is probably very, very low quality, or a scam, or you're just not getting anything at all. And the bots that we're going to talk about today, which have a lot to do with furries, and I hate them so much. Artist bots, emote bots, commission bots. That's the big word of the day. Commission. It's the word you never say on Twitter. You also don't say the word emote in any context, because you're just going to get replies in DMs regardless. But before we go on to sort of talk about what the issue is, I just want to test a theory for the sake of this. For the sake of content, this is a high YouTube moment. This all has been high YouTube, just so you know. Anytime that I'm streaming could be a high YouTube moment. We don't need to say it anymore. So, for context, let's do this. Commission. Emote. Commission. GFX. Artist. Commission. And now we wait. I'll give it 5 minutes. I have DM requests open, by the way, so we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time. Okay. If you want to help me by promoting it, go and like retweet or like the post. It's not because I actually want that sort of traction, but this is a test. This is the whole, we're using me as a test subject in this case. So, to answer what the fuck I just did to those that don't understand, there are bot accounts out there that will always, and I do mean always, it's a never-ending battle of these bot accounts, because you can just make them and they just look up anything with the keyword that you use, which is commission, artist, emote, anything of that sorts, and they will self-promote to you and try to sell you their services, which are, in my honest opinion, quite mediocre. Like, way more mediocre than they should be. Like the t-shirt bots, exactly. Where's the issue with this? Well, imagine you're a furry who happens to use Twitter, who's looking for an artist, in general, for any purpose. You want a really nice art piece with Mr. Wolf from The Bad Guys. You want a really, really, really nice art piece of Mr. Wolf inflating your life jacket a little more than you usually would. You want a really nice art piece of that, and you say you want a commission, you want an artist to make this happen. Well, all of a sudden, start getting replies saying, hey, DM me, I can be your artist. And then the worst part is if they're self-aware. If they're self-aware and they start following you, they instantly become available to do anything you need. That's a rare form of bot that I have experienced recently, where I'll ask for something, I'll accidentally use the word commission or like emote, or I'll talk about an emote in context and they're like, I can do emotes for you. And then a week later, I'll tweet about something else that I'm like, I have a project that I'm working on, it relating to engineering. They're like, oh, I can do that. Send me a DM and I'll help. I'm like, wow, you're a jack of all trades. You're an artist. You can fix my plumbing and you're an engineer. Damn. Who'd have thought you'd be on Twitter? Okay. And they can edit too? Oh my God, you can do everything now, can't you? It's every time. You know, for research purposes, one of these days, I kind of do want to commission them and see if I actually get a product out of the money that I'm sending them. Because that's what they'll do. And just to show another example of how things are, and I'll get to the subs in a second, Leaf and Beyond, I promise. But to show an example that I found before this stream started, literally seconds, just randomly, this was recommended in graphic design from me. I don't know who the fuck this person is. For context, it just showed up at the top of my feed because Twitter is really fucking weird. Bruce J. Miller. I don't know who this person is. He made the biggest mistake of his life. I also need a graphic designer to design me a logo for us. Yes, you do. What does he do? Sheer Hathaway Home Services. Sure, okay. But he made the mistake of tweeting this out using the word graphic designer, design, logo. Oh, you're really in for a treat, Bruce J. Miller. You're really in for a treat. And the replies, oh boy. I want to read through all these because some of these are fucking gold with them trying to sell themselves. Half of these are going to be along the lines of, hey, I'm a graphic designer. DM me. I'll work with you. And like, you can just go through a bunch of these and they're all just... Oh no. Oh no. But I want to go through some of these because the wording or phrasings, it's kind of oddly good. Maybe they're secretly just parody accounts. I don't know. But the first reply they receive 2 hours ago. Hey, I'm here for you. I didn't know someone died. If you want professional graphic designer according to your requirements, so come to DM. We can discuss in detail. Hey, I'm interested to make it for you as accordingly. You want have a look at your DM? Hey, I am professional graphic designer. I am here to make it for you, so please DM me the details. Smile. Yes, feel free to DM for high quality stuff. I mean, this is just a normal message. Nope, never mind. It's when it says no spam, it's definitely spam. They have a commission open and hashtag. Like I said, whatever you want done, they can do it for you. Whatever you want done, they can do it. Nuve. I love that. I love this graphic designer company. Nuve. My favorite. What about Store Sunger Art? Fiverr. That's an actual website where people go to get shit done. When you need someone to do it. This is offensive? Compared to these bots? Twitter, what are your priorities? What the fuck? This is, they hide links, but Nuve is fine? I'm actually kind of butthurt about that. Because I've actually used Fiverr to commission some really talented, really well-made pieces. God damn it. I hate Twitter. This just goes to show how much I hate it. But that is, even though it's a very generalized example, it has nothing to do with furry art or furry paraphernalia, it's still an issue that happens on Twitter. Because unfortunately, you go onto Twitter and you just, this is why I don't like it, because it's borderline in the sort of criteria as scamming people. Like, you know, they'll just say like, you have a virus on your computer, you gotta call here and send money here. And that's what you have to do. And then they'll just take your money. I don't know how these services work when they reply on their bot accounts, but if you throw money at them, I can guarantee you're not going to get a product. You're not getting anything. And that's what I hate about this, because you have this situation of, say, someone who really just wants to get an art piece and doesn't know where to do it. They don't want to go to Furry, they don't know how it works. And there's a separate argument that I want to talk about with this, with trying to find artist commission. It's really fucking hard, I'll be honest, because everyone asks me all the time, how do you commission an artist? I just commission the same 3 artists over and over again. Whenever they come up with something new or they have a new design, hey, I'll take it, because I can't find anyone. Because there's an even bigger issue with it, which we're going to talk about in a sec. But when you have someone who's so new to the whole furry scene, or even just Twitter, doesn't know anything about how it works, someone in boomer territory, I guess, they see people promoting their stuff, they're like, yeah, I'll do art for you. They commission them or to start talking to them without a second thought in their mind. And then they just lost money because they didn't get anything. It's down the same line as like telephone scammers saying that the IRS is calling you. The IRS is never calling you. They're gonna mail to you before they call you. It's just, in this case, like, that's the best, in my opinion, way of finding fucking artists, unfortunately. You gotta ask the general public of your Twitter followers or the general public of furry Twitter. But even then, that doesn't help, because then all you get are like half scammers and half actual people. There's no like direct means of like browsing furry commissions that are open and available. And that's another thing. If you're at some point, if you have moral standards, and this is a big if, okay? I know with furries, it's a big if. If you have moral standards, what I've found that I've needed to do recently with artists that I want to commission or artists that I really, I want an art piece from, is I'll just on a whim. I'll on a whim, like check their name on Twitter and go over like popular whatever, or just look through the past and see like, hey, is there anything on them? Or I'll just Google their name and go to the second page on Google. And then that's usually when I'll find if that individual is a yikes and they've completely, fucking, it's cold out, holy shit. I'll go on their thing and see if they're fucking yikes and they're trying to sweep anything under the rug. So I'll do that sometimes. On an artist that I have in mind that I want to commission, that like I see him pop up on Twitter. That's what I do all the time for artist commissions. Is I'll just be like, this'll do, and then I'll get something from them. But what I usually do is I do like my 5 minutes of research beforehand, and I'll check out something they did, and then it's like, wow, this person's a fucking yikes. I don't want to support them, and then it's just, I gotta go through the process of finding another artist for something. Or I just lost money based on someone that I just don't want to support, and I don't want to even be seen with their art. And I've had that happen. This last summer, I was looking for an art piece for a new badge that I could get. I went through 3 fucking artists in a week, all of whom have drawn really fucking yikes things who I don't even want to be seen remotely associating with. And these are people that don't like do the thing of like, okay, you know what? I'm coming out about this, I'm talking about it, and I'm moving past that. No, they just ignore it and sweep it under the rug and do the whole ooh cute artist thing and draw a cute commission that they did, and they're not held accountable, because why would you ever do that? But that happened 3 times in 1 week this last summer. So I didn't have a badge, or new badge for Denver. Spoilers. But it's just, this is something that I've started to at least notice recently. If you want to not do what I do, you can do that. But it's just, I research it because I don't want to also people look at me and they know things that I don't, and I don't know things. So like, I can't just go on Twitter and be like, hey, what's this about this person? I have to do research about it. But it's just the amount of hoops that you have to jump through to find an artist that is morally sound and available for commissions is so fucking stupid. And I'm not to say, it's not to me being like, oh, all artists should be open for commissions. I just wish there was an easier way to peruse commissions that are available.